Right now, outside the courthouse in Clarendon County is Michael Pearson's attorney, Chris Mumma. She is also the executive director of the North Carolina Center on Actual Innocence. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question is, how exactly did you get involved in this case?
Well, the center expanded into South Carolina about 5 years ago. There's not a dedicated innocence organization in the state. And Michael actually applied with our office. We got his application. We actually reached out to his co-defendant, Victor Weldon, ourselves. And Mr. Weldon responded to our correspondence and told us that Michael Pearson was innocent. He had nothing to do with the attack on Mr. Gibbons. So we started investigating the case from there. At that point, we didn't know that the solicitor already had evidence of innocence before we even got involved.
All right, we heard Mr. Pearson speaking there on the steps right behind you. I'm so curious, though. We saw him in the courtroom. What really caught my attention is he was shaking. His hands were really shaking. You could not miss it. So I'm curious, once you all got behind closed doors, you had the chance to speak one-on-one, what was the first thing he had to say to you?
He was hungry. He was here this morning, and he was in the grand jury room and looking out the windows at the Orchard Cafe and the ice cream shop, and looking at those windows. He was really looking forward to going out and eating a meal outside of prison.
Okay. I also want to know from you, he has now spent 15 years behind bars. Walk me through what is next, because a lot of our viewers, they're saying, hey, this is unclear. What is the next step?
Well, we were kind of disappointed that charges were not dismissed today. The solicitor put to his filing that he will not be prosecuting Mr. Pearson. Somehow there's a stated relationship between completely solving the crime and Mr. Pearson's dismissal. We believe those two things are completely unrelated, but the solicitor has 30 days to make a final determination. Hopefully none of that is going to impact Mr. Pearson. He's gone home with his family. He is excited. He's happy. He's thankful. He's still angry about what happened to him, but he's happy to be angry and freedom. So hopefully he won't feel the impact of things dragging on a little bit more than we'd like them to drag on.
Okay, you just talked about him feeling angry. I'm curious then, in your opinion, where did the justice system fail Michael Pearson?
Well, we have just gotten access to the original investigative file, and we certainly will be going through that to understand how this happened to him in the first place. He did present an alibi. Why that was not found to be credible, we need to look into. He believes that maybe they were hoping that he would implicate others before he was tried, and because he had nothing to do with it, he didn't do that. So there's the initial breakdown as part of the first investigation, and then there's the breakdown from the evidence that was obtained in 2023. March of 2023, Victor Weldon gave a statement saying Mr. Pearson was not involved. He passed a polygraph on that point. Mr. Pearson passed a polygraph. Another person who was named gave a confession and said Mr. Pearson was not involved. So there was a second breakdown in the system that needs to be looked at as well.
Okay, so Attorney Chris Mumma, thank you so much for sharing the facts of this case. We are also going to have much more coming up during our 6 o'clock newscast. But for right now, thank you so much for your time and your perspective.